Today in the mail, I got this pair of KiwiEars Quartet. I heard a lot of good thing about them. I want to try them out, but also I want to use them to try to answer a question. Do these sound good? And do in-ear monitors need burn-in time? As a disclaimer, yes, Kiwi did send me out these headphones, but no money change and they do not have any influence on my opinion of the product. These opinions are mine and mine only. This is going to be a two-part test. The first thing that I want to do is to unbox the in-ear. I want to plug them one at a time into my audio interface, and I want to use this measurement microphone. This is an MM1 from Bayer Dynamic, and I really want to capture the beginning of life of these in-ear. So I'm going to run about 30 seconds of pink noise into them one at a time, and I want to capture it with the microphone. And once we did the capture, I'm going to leave them running with a pink noise overnight. I'm curious to see the difference in EQ curve, and I really want to focus here on the difference that we're going to measure, so it will relate more of like if you were to play a show or two, do a couple hour of rehearsal with them and see the response, the difference in response from the earbud. And after the burning test, we're actually going to see if those in-ear sound good. The only spec that I can find for them are the one on the box. Driver are a high, a mid, and two double D drivers, so I'm guessing those are the two sub that they advertise. Frequency response is from 20 to 20K. They have an impedance of 32 ohms. They have a sensitivity of 110 dB SPL at 1 watt. The TDH, so total harmonic distortion, is 0.03%, which I believe is really good. Earphone material is medical grade resin, so yes, they are made of plastic-ish, but they do actually feel really good. And the cable provided with them is a 2-pin 0.78 millimeters to 3.5 millimeter jack, which is the standard that you would find on every headphone. Now the plan is simple. I'm gonna connect the in-ear with the provided cable. It's a tight fit, it's a good thing. And I'm gonna use the medium-sized black foam that is included with the in-ear and simply stick the measurement microphone with the in-ear as inline as I can. I'm gonna let it play like this for around 30 seconds, and we're gonna measure the frequency response that we're getting. I'm gonna use Logic to play the pink noise, nothing fancy here. I just wanna get something consistent, so if for some reason Glenn Fricker want to debate what I'm trying to do here, I went the scientific route and I use something that can be measured. Before we dive into the burn-in test result, I actually want to test these in-ear. They've been burn-in, they've been on a pink noise for 12 hours, but I'm curious to know how it sounds, so let's do a listening test, shall we? I'm gonna show you guys one of the songs that I've built for my channel, you know, AI build background music, and we're gonna apply the EQ curve that I measured. It's gonna give you a good representation of the coloration that these headphones add to any kind of music or any in-ear monitor mix that you will have. Now, let's be honest. I just did a listening test with them and they sound amazing. I'm seriously in love with them. I like them so much that I went to the website and I wrote down a review, and I usually don't do that for product. My song that I use to listen to them is Give Life Back to Music from Daft Punk. This one has a lot of dynamic. I'm using Billie Eilish When the Party's Over for vocal reference. And when it comes to pure rock and roll music, I'm using Enter Sandman from Metallica. And honestly all came out amazing. A lot of subwoofer, you know, they have that big headphone feeling. They kind of have that, you know, loudness switch built into them when you're listening to music. So I believe they will be good for that. But if you want to see them from a musician perspective, they will give you a lot of low end and they will give you a lot of mid range, which is really good because usually live, this is where you're gonna have, you know, the body of the instrument. If you are one of those low end player, if you are a drummer, if you are a bass player, and you want to get something that really gonna deliver, I think you cannot go wrong with these KiwiEars Quartet. They have the low end, they have the body that you would need to perform. It's not, you know, it's not going to be the most accurate in the high end ever headphone that I heard, but for $100, $109, I think you're going to be really happy with them. Now, let's talk about the result of the test. This is not what I expected. I've used a matching EQ from Logic, using the first test as a reference and using the burn-in or 12-hour in test as my matching source. And I was expecting a bigger difference than what we had here. Other than that spike around 10K, there is not much difference here. And this test leaves me with more question than answer. So have these in-ear been already burned in? Do anybody at the shop already test them to make sure that, you know, they are up to standard? Or do in-ear monitor actually need burning time? And that question will only be answered in the next few video, where I'm gonna test more in-ear and do some burn-in time on them. I have other in-ear monitor that I barely use, and I can probably do a burn test on them. So subscribe to the channel for that, and make sure to ring the bell so you don't miss any of the live stream that I'm doing. I'm streaming every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm also doing some random streaming where I'm doing a lot of stuff actually. So make sure to subscribe to that if you are interested in the world of live sound, live production. This is what I'm talking about here. If you like that video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And until the next one, I want you guys to please take care of yourself, and I'll see you all later.